All right, so now it's been about an hour that our dough has been in the refrigerator for the Rugelach cookie. Okay, it's a lot firmer because that butter and the cream cheese is solidified, right? In the fridge, it got cold and solidified. Okay, so now it should be easy to roll out. Okay, so first thing we need to do is dust our work surface with some flour. I'm just going to lightly dust the top of my dough. And one other thing I do is I always dust the rolling pin. Before I start, I'm going to start to shape this into a round ball, okay? Because we want it to be round. The reason we want it to be round is we want to cut it into triangles. Okay, so here we go. Let's just start by pressing the dough and getting it started. Okay, keeping it as round as possible. Okay, so from here, I'm now going to roll it out. Never really been good at rolling things to be perfect circles. I don't know, it's always an art that I haven't really perfected. I can roll it to where it's evenly shaped and even thickness. Not evenly shaped, sorry, even thickness. Okay, so you always start from the middle. Work your way around. We're supposed to roll to a 9-inch piece of dough, it said. So we want this about 9 inches wide. I think I'm just about there. I'd say that's about 9 inches round. So as you can see, my dough is not perfectly round. So what I'll do, maybe I'll cut it to where it's a little rounder. Okay. Cut my dough away. So I wind up with more equal slices. Okay. So whatever. You know what? My cookies won't be perfect, and that's okay. All right. So to cut into 8 equal slices, let's go ahead and start from here. We'll just roll and cut a straight line. Okay. Then from there, we'll cut another straight line across, right? Now we got to take a look. I'll probably be able to get 3 out of each one of these. So let's go 1, 2, and again. Mine probably won't be perfect, but at least it looks a lot better than a Connecticut State pizza pie. All right. So we're going to go 1, 2. Now we got triangles. Okay. From here, what we want to do, all right, is we can take our brush, our pastry brush. You know what? Let's separate them. Let's do one at a time. All right. This is apricot preserve. I took it and put it into my blender just to blend it up. All right. And get it so the chunks are out of it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put my filling. Okay. And from there, we roll. And we make a rugelach. And that's a rugelach, guys. So from there, I'm going to take these cookies and I'll put them onto my baking sheet. Okay. My parchment lined baking sheet. And you want to make sure that you got the triangle piece down, face down, okay? That's very, very important. All right. You don't want your triangle to be facing up because as it bakes, it's going to open up. All right. So if that triangle piece, that tip is on the bottom, it's going to hold it down so it doesn't do that. The apricot is not only going to add some good flavor to this cookie, but what it's going to do is it's also going to allow that sugar, when it melts with all those nuts and cinnamon, to adhere and stick to it, because it's going to get all sticky and gooey and it's going to be delicious. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just roll these all up. Okay. But it'll be easier. So if I turn around, wipe that board down, make sure there's no sticky stuff on the outside. Let's go ahead, separate all my things, work efficiently. Go ahead and glaze them all. Okay. Don't be shy with the glaze. I think it's going to add a lot of good flavor. You can add chocolate chips to your mix. You can do raspberry and cream cheese filled. All right. I do have raspberry preserve, but I thought about it, but I'm not going to do it because I ran out of cream cheese. But when I made the dough, but you could certainly do that. You know, honestly, the combination of flavors is endless. You could do anything in this. You could do cranberry. You could do, you know, cranberry apple. You can almost do anything that'll work. Okay. Do an orange marmalade with cranberry and apples. Sounds good for fall. You do any kind of nut. Here, you know, again, we're using pecans. You're supposed to use walnuts traditionally, but since I had pecans laying around the house, why buy walnuts? You know, I like pecans anyway. That's my philosophy, you know. It doesn't have to be what you read in the recipe. Get creative. You know, have fun with it. Nobody's telling you that you have to do this. A recipe to me is a roadmap. Just gives me a direction. Very rare I even use recipes anymore this late in the game. When it comes to baking, all the time, because we all know how baking is, right? Ooh, this one's going to be a nice big one. This is a Chef Dignon cookie right here. This is the baker's cookie for me. A nice big one. But I do have guests coming for Christmas. Not a large group, not a large gathering, just my in-laws. It'll be about 5 of us, 6 of us. Well, maybe a total of 8 with the kids. But this will be nice, a nice little treat. These cookies last a good amount of time. You know, my mother used to make them. She always makes them and then she sends them out to us. She'll mail them. She'll bring them wherever we were living. When I was in Atlanta, she would mail them down to Georgia. But you know, they'd be a week old by the time I got them. They were in a Ziploc bag or a tin. So a lot of times she would put them in the cookie tins. And they last a long time in the cookie tin. So once I have all these wrapped up, all right, again, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the rest of them on my own. But once I have them wrapped up, I want to show you what we're going to do, because this is really cool. And as you work and take the stuff that you drop it on your board and put it in your cookie, don't waste it. You know, again, all that's on the board is just a little bit of flour. You know, and there's flour in this, so it's no big deal. All right. So once we have our cookies here like this, okay, we're going to take another break. I'm going to need another pastry brush. Man, it's a good thing my kitchen isn't like normal people's kitchens. Where's my other pastry brush? Oh, there's the cutter I was looking for. Okay, I'm more than one. You know how everybody has like a junk drawer at their house? My junk drawer has like doilies and fancy plating spoons and spatulas. I've taken some egg. I've taken an egg and just one egg and 1 tablespoon of milk. And I mixed them together for an egg wash. All right. From our conversation this week, you might remember why I might be using milk in my egg wash. All right. As we talked about milk, right, and the more fat some of the milk has, or some of the less fat, I should say, some of the milk has, they add something to it. All right. And what they add to it is sugar. Okay. If you said sugar, you're right. Okay. So what's going to happen is the sugar is going to start to caramelize on that. All right. And what I have here is sugar in the raw, right? It's also known as carbonado sugar. I'm just going to sprinkle a little on the top. That sugar doesn't melt because it's kind of in its raw form. So it kind of just stays whole. So it's kind of cool because when you put it on there, you're going to get little crunchies. I like that. Adds a little texture to your cookie. Okay. So I forgot that one. I forgot that one. I didn't brush. Why? I don't know. Okay. This is a mess. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish the rest of these on my own without you. I think I can handle that. And we'll come back when they're cooked.